Good times roll here on this St. Patrick's Day. It is Thursday. So glad you're with us. I'm Eric Connor.
And I'm Netta Irampur. It's St. Patrick's Day today, and then Sunday's a big one. First day of spring, the Persian New Year.
Persian New Year.
So exciting. 8:33 in the morning on Sunday.
Good, good. And mark it down. So much to celebrate here. So thank you for letting us know that.
Of course.
And you are wearing green. You don't own a green dress because of the green screen thing and doing weather, but there's a little bit.
And there.
And there.
See,
yes.
that counts.
I got the green tie on here, and let's check in with Evan. And you maybe have green socks.
I have nothing. Oh, I should have. I guess they're like a shade of green. They're like a turquoise. No, I'm going to be at the green screen, so I didn't want to be chastised. Right. I also feel like every day I'm getting closer and closer to the wing here.
You can
I know we can. We're allowed to. Good morning to you. Let's take a look at the forecast. Hey, it's still a dark start to our 6 o'clock hour now because of that time change. So we're going to be facing another hour of darkness before we start to see some of that light come through. No issues related to visibility today because we have offshore winds pushing those clouds farther out. 75 degrees this afternoon along the coast, low 80s inland, plenty of sunshine for your St. Patrick's Day. Going to be a beautiful St. Patrick's Day in general out there. Just a few clouds and a breeze that'll join us. Let's take a look at what's going on in traffic. Earlier on, this crash at the 15 where it met the 56. That was causing some significant delays earlier. Now we have seen that clear and we are back to green on the screen there. Also taking you farther down south, there is still this crash on the 5 southbound. This is where it meets the Coronado Bridge. Coronado Bridge, of course, heavily trafficked here at the 6 o'clock hour, so we'll keep you up to date if we see any changes there. But for now, some slower speeds there on the 5 southbound. Back to you.
All right, Evan, thank you. This morning, some state lawmakers, they're pushing for a $400 gas rebate for you. Yes, it would go to all California taxpayers.
And all this comes as gas prices jump again. $5.82 now here in San Diego County. Yes, another record. CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol live in Coronado with what's being proposed today. Some money coming to people, perhaps. Good morning, Dana Marie.
Good morning to you, Netta and Eric. Yes, I mean, here in Coronado, we see $6.49 for just 1 gallon of regular gas. So that's why the conversation has been had amongst legislatures about how can we help people make sure that this is not too much pain at the gas pump over and over again. We've seen those numbers completely rise every single day. And so this $400 rebate could help. Here's what people had to say in response.
Any chance I get, just either ride the motorcycle, walk, just trying to conserve, I guess.
Now, lawmakers are set to reveal more details this morning in Sacramento. They say the rebates would be funded through a $9 billion state budget surplus. Every California tax filer will receive a rebate, including those who don't own or drive a car. Lawmakers say that's because the cost of living has gone up for everyone, not just drivers. Now, those lawmakers say the rebate would cover the 51-cent per gallon tax for 1 year of weekly fill-ups. Some Republicans lawmakers are pushing to suspend the gas tax altogether. But Democratic leaders say a rebate is a better approach than suspending the gas tax, which would severely impact funding for important transportation projects and offers no guarantee that oil companies would pass on the savings to customers. So for now, until lawmakers can agree on the plan, the numbers at the pump will continue to go up. Of course, this proposal will be announced at our state capitol this morning around 9 a.m. We'll keep you updated in terms of what those legislatures do if $400 is coming your way. I'm Dana Marie McNichol, live on Coronado. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Dana Marie, thank you so much for that. Negotiations between Russia and Ukraine continue, with both sides suggesting that progress is being made. But this comes after President Volodymyr Zelensky addressed members of Congress, and he asked the U.S. to impose a no-fly zone over Ukraine. President Biden and others rejected that request to avoid direct combat with Russian forces. But the president did announce an $800 million aid package, and that includes anti-aircraft systems, small arms, and specialized drones that would be going to them.
All right, police need your help finding a man who was caught on camera setting a fire that damaged 2 Shelter Island businesses. Take a look here. It happened on January 2nd when a man on a bicycle was seen starting a fire on top of a pile of trash. The fire was later put out, but not before causing $3,500 in damages. The man is described as white with darker blonde hair, was riding a gold and yellow beach cruiser. Anyone with any information is asked to call Crime Stoppers.
Now, the Federal Reserve increasing interest rates for the first time since 2018.
Yeah, the 0.25% hike will impact everything from credit cards to student loans. The Fed hopes demand for goods and services will decrease to match supply, which economists say will eventually moderate prices. Experts say this is going to make San Diego's already difficult housing market even more so, as mortgage rates and payments could likely climb and financial requirements to qualify for a loan would tighten. All right, so the housing is madness. So yeah, everything's madness right now. So why not discuss March Madness?
Sure.
Let it begin. Today, 64 teams chasing the dream of becoming the national champs in the NCAA men's Division I basketball tournament, including our San Diego Aztecs.
So the Aztecs right now are in Fort Worth, Texas. They'll be facing Creighton Blue Jays, but there are ways you can enjoy the big dance right here at home. CBS 8's Chris Groh telling us all about today's big matchup. We love the way you described March Madness. You were such a poet about it.
Do it again, please, please.
Putting you on the spot.
Yes.
Sing us
Repeat.
another song.
No. Well, my poems will continue because based on the news that you guys just read, I have better odds of actually picking who will win the NCAA tournament than I do of owning a house in San Diego, based on the news that you just read there, Eric. So let's all just focus on the basketball. Let's kind of turn our eyes away from some of the more serious things that are going on and try to enjoy, again, what is one of the most fun events that happens every year with March Madness, of course, with the NCAA tournament, and kind of a very unique experience that's happening here at Viejas Arena. Obviously, everybody here in San Diego focused on the San Diego State Aztecs, but they're playing Creighton in North Texas, as we just pointed out. But what's happening here, because San Diego is a host site for the first and second round of the NCAA tournament, there are going to be games and practices held here at Viejas Arena. So today, starting very early on in the morning, you actually have an opportunity to come out here for free to watch the practices of the teams that are competing in the West region, which includes, of course, #1 seed Arizona, as well as a host of other teams. And then at 4:27, which is tip-off for that San Diego State Creighton game, you can watch it on the Jumbotron. So again, a very cool, unique, and free experience, and the players over in Texas are really hoping that everybody is invested in their journey here during March Madness.
You know, being here last year and, losing, we want to come in here and get a win. We want to make San Diego proud, and we're ready to go.
And so what we can tell you, again, the San Diego State, obviously, again, playing against Creighton. And if you actually go on to some of the odds makers, a pretty even matchup here. Again, you're talking about an 8 seed versus a 9 seed, but San Diego State, again, coming in, winning 11 of their last 13 games. Of course, that last one was a heartbreaking defeat to Boise State in the Mountain West Conference Championship game. But as they always say, when you fall down, do you get back up or do you stay down? And San Diego State surely going to answer that question today with their performance. Eric and Netta.
Chris Groh, thank you for your performance.
Absolutely.
Wow, I know.
I feel like starting a GoFundMe for his housing expenses.
I mean, really.
First he was a poet, now he's a stand-up comic. What's he going to bring us the next half hour? You're going to have to wait to see what he brings to the table.
Next?
Maybe a magician, who knows? Let's see. 6:09, good morning to you. Here's the view as we look out toward downtown San Diego. Clearer start to our Thursday morning compared to Wednesday morning, right? Yesterday we contended with quite a few clouds out there. Today we're working with sunshine. We've got clearer conditions expected with offshore winds, breezy out there all the way through about 11 o'clock today, and temperatures warming up really nicely. So the Santa Ana winds, of course, are not our friend when it comes to our fire danger out there, but they will help warm us up along the coastline and inland. Mid 70s expected along the coast, low 80s inland, plenty of sunshine, just a few high clouds that we'll see throughout the day. As you walk out the door right now, we're off to a cooler start to the morning, still about 45 minutes or so from that sunrise, and we'll start to allow some of that light to come through within the next about 30 minutes or so. You see temperatures are mostly right now in the low 50s along the greater coastline. 38 degrees in Ramona, though, a pocket of cooler air, of course, across many of your inland valleys. 47 in Poway, 51 in El Cajon. The 24-hour temperature change shows that when we do not have those clouds to join us in the morning hours, well, we don't really have that blanket with us anymore. So we're allowing for some cooler temperatures to kick off your Thursday as opposed to what we saw yesterday. But next 12 hours will warm us up nicely. Upper 70s are expected. We do have a few clouds with us right now that will continue through about 8 a.m. But if you remember yesterday, that fog hung out along the greater coastline all the way through about the noon hour. So we won't be seeing that in store for today. Just a few high clouds, plenty of sunshine by the time the sun does come up. Temperatures warming up nicely. Enjoy that St. Patrick's Day out there because it is going to be another beautiful one. San Diego will be showing off quite a bit. By the time we get to the weekend, we'll talk about some wet weather that is in the forecast. Looks like we're off to a cooler, damper start to your Saturday and Sunday as opposed to the dry and warm conditions that we have out there right now. As far as traffic goes, I do want to take you just to one crash. This is on the 5. So we earlier saw the intersection where the 15 met the 56 blocked off. That has now been completely cleared if you were stuck in that earlier this morning. We are still tracking as a crash on the 5 southbound. This is as it meets the Coronado Bridge. Not seeing any extensive delays. There have been moments where we've had a bit of yellow on either side on the 5 southbound and northbound. But for now, you are back to those normal speeds out there. Just expect the possibility of maybe a car there on the shoulder that they're working to clear. Back to you guys.